Hi there and welcome back everybody. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. Thanks for joining me today. We are in the middle of an ice storm. Well, actually I think we're at the end of the ice storm, but we lost a tree in our yard yesterday. It came whooping down into the yard, scared the daylights out of the cats and us. And everything is covered in ice outside. Pretty scary. And actually my stepdaughter's family, they have no power, and we lost power overnight, but it's back on now, obviously. So if the recording goes south because of no power, we'll pick it up where we left off at a later time. But keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully, we're done with that. So a couple things before I get started. I just wanted to remind everybody. Oh, hi, Marianne. That the new catalog is coming out May the 6th, as well as some new online exclusives. And something that's kind of pressing, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you haven't gone over to the new site, it's moved from paperpumpkin.com to stampinup.com. If you haven't gone in and I forget how they word it, but you kind of have to claim it into the stampinup.com website. If you need help with that, please let me know. I've done it and I know how to do it. And also just to let you know that I'm taking the April sales challenge for the month of April. And if you have any orders that you'd like to put in, can you wait till April the 1st? And I'd really love to meet this challenge. So if you have some things in your kind of wish list, anytime between now, April 1st and the end of April, I'd like to meet this challenge. So if you can help me with that, that'd be awesome. So all you have to do is place your order, choose me as your demonstrator. Now, if you have your own demonstrator, obviously you're going to use that person, but if you don't have a demonstrator in Canada, I'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you are one of my peeps, then this would be a great time for you to meet my challenge. So I do have a product share coming up. We have company this week, and so I haven't been able to work on the logistics of it all, but I'm going to be getting on that. And the product share will be some of the new products in the month of May. Well, starting in the month of May. So between now and then, I'll get that organized for you with costs and whatever. So today, I was on YouTube. I don't know if it was this morning or last night. I can't remember now. But I saw the cutest darn card from Julianne Richards, who is a demonstrator in Tasmania in the South Pacific. And she just made this stinking cute little card. Look at this. Now, the timing for this is perfect because it's my grandson's 4th birthday next month. But isn't that just adorable? I can't stand it. Yeah, super cute. And then let me go down to my desk because Doreen is here for the weekend for our monthly craft together. And so she's made a couple. When is your anniversary?
May 3rd.
On May 3rd, it's her 45th anniversary. Look at this. How stunning is this? So it says, so happy to celebrate 45 years. Grateful for you. Isn't that stinking cute? And then that's the inside. She's just going to write a note to Rick in there. Cute, huh? And then she didn't stop there. Oh, heck no. Do you remember the name of this bird one?
No.
Anyway, you guys will recognize this. I cannot remember the name of it, but look at how stinking cute this one is. Watch. So it says here, your friendship means the world to me. And she's using up some of our old designer paper here. And then on the inside, she stamped the birds just in the boho blue. Isn't that awesome? And then, oh yes, there's more. And then there's this one. Now this isn't a Stampin' Up stamp set, but we do have the corner one, which is here, and you could absolutely use this spring corners. And then there was the corner one that was from Celebration. This was one of the online exclusives, but there's also a Celebration one, which I forgot to grab. But this one says Happy Birthday. And this is using the blueberry, which berry, what was it called again? Berry something?
Berry. Yeah.
Berry something. Oh yes, Nests of Winter.
Delightful.
I think, yeah, Marianne said Nests of Winter. Does that sound right for the bird one? Nests of Winter? Maybe.
Okay.
And then this one was Berry, sorry, what did you say?
Very delightful.
Very Delightful. Hi, Donna. Hi, Mary Lockhart. So Mary Lockhart and Mary Ann Cowan live in the same neck of the woods. And it's rainy there and icy and yucky. So this is the other one. So happy to celebrate you. Best wishes. Enjoy your special day. Oh, Free as a Bird. So this one was Free as a Bird. Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then this. And you know, as impressive as this is, it is super, super simple. But isn't that cute? Love it. So this is what we're going to make today. And then, so I'm just going to redo the dinosaur one. Pardon me? Are you talking to me? No? Okay. So I'm going to recreate this dinosaur one because we have another grandchild. Well, we have 2 other grandchildren, but we also have other birthdays coming up for kids. And I just think this is so stinking cute. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. So, so cute. Okay, so I'm going to give you these back so I don't get ink on them because that would really suck. I wouldn't be very popular if I got ink on Doreen's cards. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so to do this, it's actually so easy. So the card base, I have 4 1/4 by 11. Let me grab my scoreboard here, my Simply Scored. So I've got my 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to score it at, let me move this so you can see what I'm doing. I moved my camera a little bit, so now it's being obnoxious. Let me come down. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2, which is normally what you would do if you had this layout of a card anyway. So I'm scoring this at 5 1/2. And then I have another piece of cardstock, same color, that is 2 by 8 1/2. And I'm going to score this at 1 1/2. So 1 1/2. 2, 2 1/2, 3, and 3 1/2. Okay, so it's 2 by 8 1/2, and I've scored it at 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 3, and 3 1/2. So you're going to have 5 score lines there. And then I have another piece of, I just went blank, Granny Apple Green. That is 3/4 of an inch by 4. I can get rid of this. I don't need this anymore. So let me get rid of my Simply Scored board. And I'm just going to pop myself back in this window here so you can see me. There we go. So hi everybody. Hi Betsy, how are you? So we have our pieces ready. I also have 4 pieces of Granny Apple Green that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then I have 4 pieces of basic white that are 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then I have a piece of designer paper that is 4 by 5 1/4, and another piece that is 3/4 by 4. And I'm actually going to put this right on top of here. Now on this one, I didn't do that. You can see that my blue band is sitting right here, which is fine. I mean, it looks okay. But this one, I'm actually going to put the designer paper on my band so that it kind of mixes in a little bit better. I was just going to say something and I totally just went blank. No idea. Um, yeah, I have no idea. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to tell you what designer paper this is. What did I do with it? It's retired. This one is called Bright and Beautiful. But I'm just going through there. I have so much new designer paper going to be coming in that I'm starting to kind of use up things that have been sitting around. And I was looking around for something fun and birthday-ish, and I came across this one. So I'm going to use this one. It's called Bright and Beautiful. Try and use up some of my paper because I have tons of it. I do donate some to the kids' schools and things like that, but man, you can only donate so much, right? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is create my card base. And really, I don't need to do this right off the bat, but I'm going to do it, get it done. And then my designer paper is going to go right on top of there. So somebody posted a picture of our street, and there are trees down all over the place. And as I say, hi, Doreen. Can you hear her giggling? She's sitting right over here. Wiener. There's trees down all over the place. And then, as I said earlier, we lost that big one that came right down beside our house. And it cracked. The tree was quite big, and it was an older tree. And it broke about maybe 10 or 12 feet. Oh, hi, Nancy. 10 or 12 feet up. If it had broken, like, say, 6 feet from the bottom or even 5 feet from the bottom, it would have hit our house. So it just grazed the edge of the air conditioning unit and didn't damage the house. But I'll tell you, when it landed, we could hear it inside the house. It scared the crap out of us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this layer onto here as well. Nancy, I'm looking forward to having you at a class in the future. We have to hook that up. All right. There. So I've just put the designer paper on my little strip for my mechanism there. Super cute. And I'm going to go ahead, and we've done those 5 score lines. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burnish them on both sides. And what I did earlier was I kind of just folded them and let them do their own thing, but then they got all wonky. So I thought I better like burnish it really well and make sure that my sides line up, because I didn't do that the first time and it was quite wonky, and I don't like wonky. Wonky is not my thing. So you can see here how easy it is for it to go a little wonky. So you just want to force its hand and move it over and then burnish it so that it stays straight. There. Nancy, did you guys lose power? Glenn said he was talking to Wayne, so I don't know whether it was your Wayne or the other Wayne. That didn't have any power. There, so I've just flipped it over and I'm folding it again and burnishing it, because you want it to be quite loosey-goosey when you have the mechanism going. There we go. There, so you can see it's quite flexible now, which is what you want. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and our 4 3/4 squares are going to go aside here. And what we're going to do now is do our dinosaurs. I just love these darling little dinosaurs. Oh my God, they're so cute. And my little grandson, Aiden, when he was even 2, he could barely talk, but he could pronounce dinosaurs like you would not believe. He would have a toy stegosaurus and tell me that it was a stegosaurus. He couldn't tell you what he wanted for dinner because he couldn't talk, but he could tell you a stegosaurus. All right, so let me grab some blocks here. And I have my chamois. Now, I have used these before, so I don't need to clean them. But if you're new to stamping and you have your new stamps, you want to make sure to clean them before you use them, because there will be kind of a manufacturer's, I need a bigger block, manufacturer's residue. I can't even talk today. Residue on there. So I'm going to grab my memento. Now memento is typically in a different container, but I actually don't love the linen stamp pads. That's just me. It's my own opinion. But what I did was I ordered one of the white ones, which comes with no ink in it. And I took my memento refill and I inked up my ink pad. I'll show you what it normally looks like. Okay, so this is the Whisper White. It's called Basic White now, but so this, hi Kim. So this is the white Whisper White ink pad, and when it comes with nothing inside, no ink. It's just empty, but you get one of these with the Whisper White ink in it. How much of the refill did I use? I made sure it was saturated. So I'm not sure really how much, probably a quarter of the bottle, because it was a brand new ink pad, right? But I do not like the, it's my 100% my own opinion. I do not like linen ink pads. To me, they don't ink well. That's just me. I find that I always have to use a stamp positioner to get a decent stamp with this. I love the ink, don't get me wrong. I love Memento ink. It's a beautiful ink. However, I do not like the linen. So I had heard somebody was talking one day and they said, oh, I just put it on one of these. I think it was Jennifer, actually, my upline. And she used one of these and put Memento refill in it. Game changer, 100% game changer. I now get a beautiful stamp with my very first stamp. So yeah, if you have issues with the Memento tuxedo in the linen, try this. Fabulous, fabulous idea. All right, so I'm going to take my first little dino, which is going to be this guy. And I'm going to ink him up. And you see how well that inked first time? I don't know whether you can see or not, but you can tell, like, every line is perfect. So let me just plant him right here. Don't look at my nails, they need to be done. There, look at that, perfect, perfect. First stamp. What can I say? All right, so my next little guy, I'm gonna do the Triceratops. So this stamp set is a bundle. It comes with the dies, the matching dies. You can buy it with or without. There's a couple of people on here that are new to stamping. So you can either buy just the stamps or you can buy the bundle. So this little, look at this little Triceratops. Isn't she cute? I guess it's a she, I don't know. She's cute anyway. So I'm going to pop her right here. Beautiful. And then we'll do the, I think it's a Brontosaurus. So we got our Brontosaurus here. Whenever I think of Brontosaurus, I think of that, oh my gosh, what was that movie about the dinosaurs? And the big Brontosaurus sneezes and covers everybody with like sneezy stuff. Every time I see that movie, I just crack up. I think, yeah, that's gross. There, beautiful. Okay. And then on this one, I'm going to take my little sunflowers. I'm going to grab a smaller block. So if it's in your budget to get, you know, to stock up on a couple of blocks, ideally, it's a good idea to have your stamps, your blocks match the size of your stamp so that you don't have any rocking. Like even this block is a little bit big. I don't know if the, yeah, see, I should have used this size. Let me go down. So there's a lot less chance of me rocking my stamp if I use a block that's the same size as, that matches the size of the stamp. All right, so I'm going to pop this little sunflower over here. I'm just going to move my camera. It seems like I guess that's because I was using my Simply Scored board. Okay, and I'm going to grab the little rocks. So cute. And let's see, my grass. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some grass here, here. Cute. All right. Okay. And then I have another piece of basic white here. I always cut an extra little square. Actually, I should probably use scrap because I may need this square. Oh, you know what? I'll just cut another one. So I'm going to stamp out a couple of balloons as well. And I'm going to cut them out with the dies. I probably don't need this many, but I did layer them to give a little bit of depth on this card. I put 3 together so that I had a little bit of depth because I didn't really want to put dimensionals there because I thought it's not going to close properly if I pop a dimensional in there. But if I just give it a little bit of bulk by adding a couple of layers underneath, it'll be fine. And it is. Okay, so is that all I need? I'm just looking at my things here. What do I need? So on this one, on my other card, I put some, I'm going to leave the balloons on there, and I'm going to grab the stems. Now, when you have a photopolymer stamp and it's like a little standalone line like this, ideally what you want to do is place it on something like paper. If I was to stick it on my glass mat, it would just stick to my glass mat and I wouldn't be able to get it off. But if I place it on paper and then pick it up with my block, I can pick it up and it's not going to distort. Now, having said that, what I could do if I wanted to is curve the photopolymer if I wanted a curved stem, but I don't. So I'm going to put it back down, let it relax, and then I'm going to pick it up. And you can do that with word, like if you have a long stamp with words, you can also curve your words to suit like a circle or anything like that too. That's the beauty of the photopolymers, that they're very flexible. Okay, so I'm going to pop some balloons on this guy's page here. I think I want it swerving to the left. So I'm going to pop it up like that. And turn it around so that it's going the other way now. And then there. Okay, so now, so we can start coloring. I haven't kind of decided what colors I want to make our little fellas. but obviously some of them are going to be green. So I've got some Granny Apple Green here and some Parakeet Party. I thought I had the Lemon Lime Twist markers, but I do not. So I'm going to use Parakeet Party, which is a retired color, which is fine. You know, use what you have, right? So I'm going to start with the light Parakeet Party. Oh no, this is the dark. So I'll start with the dark, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some highlighting with the dark. Like this. Coloring is not my specialty. Just warning you. Kind of not my forte at all, but we'll do what we can. So if you're new to these markers, our Stampin' blends are alcohol based, and if you see the wide mark here, gives you like a brush tip, and then the narrow one here gives you like a bullet tip, which is harder. This one is more brushy. This one is more like a hard marker. And this is the light. Tells you on the side here what color it is. So it's the light. I'm going to come in here and start coloring because I want to blend. I don't want it to dry too much. Alcohol markers dry quickly, but they also blend beautifully. You can see the dark here is blending really nicely with the darker green. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see me color, and then I'll zoom back out. Come on. I guess that's a zoomy any as we're getting. Okay, so let me go ahead and color. I typically start with the darker one if I'm blending, but that changes kind of on a daily basis. Who knows? Depends which one I grab, but I try to sort of start with the darker one first. And then it gives me an idea of where my shading is. The shading is subtle, but it's there. Yeah. So those of you who know my cats, we've had a little sick kitty again. And I don't know what's up with Georgie. She's got the stomach fortitude of a senior. I don't know. How old does a cat have to be a senior? I think they're going to be 11 this year. But Donna had brought me tulips on Monday of last week. I had them on the dining room table, and Georgie decided it'd be a good idea to gnaw on leaves. And within about, I don't know, 24 hours or 36 hours, she started throwing out blood. And we had this problem once before with, I'm going to grab the Granny Apple Green here, dark, and I'm just going to highlight a little bit more. We had that problem once before when I had an aloe plant, and we ended up having to give away the aloe plant because it's extremely toxic to the cats. And Georgie seems to think that she owns the dining room table, so she would get up there and start chewing on the leaves, and then before you know it, she'd be vomiting blood, and she couldn't even keep water down there for a couple of days. So luckily the tulips were at the end of their lifespan, and they were gorgeous. Thank you, Donna, by the way, again. So I just got rid of them, and now about 24 hours later she's feeling much better, and she's actually able to eat again. But she's not a big cat to start with. And I was getting kind of concerned, like, you know, and when we had her in, when she was eating the aloe plants, it was actually Glenn that figured out that she was eating the aloe plants, and that the aloe, well, actually it was Jareen was upstairs, and she saw Georgie chewing on the aloe plant, and she goes, "Oh, hi, Karen, it's so nice to see you." She said, "You know, your cat's eating this aloe plant." So we ended up giving it away because Georgie just felt like she should be chewing on it, but it was making her extremely ill. And the vet was like, well, you know, let's put her on some anti-anxieties. And I'm like, she doesn't eat an anti-anxiety. She's eating plants. Anyway, so we got that all figured out. So we just did the same thing for her with the tulip leaves. So hopefully, now that we've disposed of the tulip leaves, she won't be eating that and throwing up all over the place. It's kind of annoying. Not to mention, she even looked a little ragged, poor little thing. She didn't look well at all. So what color? I'm going to grab pumpkin pie for his dots. I don't think there's any pumpkin pie in this color. I don't care. It's going to look cute. In the designer paper, there's no pumpkin pie, but that's all right. So Karen, how are you? Gosh, it's been such a long time since we've had a chat. The guys are fine. So Karen is a demonstrator in North Las Vegas. Are you getting any ice in Las Vegas this week when everybody else is covered in a sheet of ice? There. Cute. Ah, super cute. There. And I think I'll just put the parakeet party in his tummy. That is cute. Let's see. So I was going to stamp a balloon. I think I'll stamp the center one, and then I'm going to cut out and layer the other ones. So I'm just going to pop one balloon up here. And then I'll layer the other ones and pop them up. So well, let's see. I have Berry Burst out, so maybe I'll just do the balloon in Berry Burst. Now when you're coloring with alcohol markers, there's two things to remember. One of them is don't color right next to your line because they will actually bleed out. 75, I'm so jealous. 75 degrees, and okay, I'm on my way. I'm gonna pack right after this. I'll be there. You want to use a water-based ink like Memento if you're using alcohol markers, because the alcohol in your marker will dissolve or blend with the alcohol in your black ink if you use like StazOn or something similar to that. So you want to use something that is alcohol marker friendly. The other thing is you don't want to go too close to your stamp lines because it will bleed out. And, you know, ask me how I know. So I always just go to like just a little scary hair of white around, and it will actually bleed out towards the black, and then it won't go over your stamp line. So I'm going to take the darker Berry Burst, and I'm just going to do a little bit of shading in here. And again, I'm not going right up to the stamp line. There. So you can see there's a little bit of shading on the side there. That's really cute. So we might as well color two more balloons while we're here. So one of them I'm going to do in Daffodil Delight. So I've got the light Daffodil Delight here. I'm going to do the whole balloon in the light. Oh, see, I went right over it there. I can fix that. Moving too fast. But I can fix that little edge thing right there with my color lifter. So we have a color lifter, and it's basically like an alcohol marker remover. I'll just run that under there, and it's going to lift that color right out of there. And then I'm going to take my dark, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on this one. I'm going to highlight just around the edges here. Like that. And then I'm going to go in and blend it. So that the line isn't so pronounced. There. All right, so we got a purpley one and a yellow one. Let's do an orange one. Okay, so I've got my light, is that light pumpkin pie? I almost called it paper pumpkin. So I have my light. I just ordered a new one. My tip is all shredded because I'll use it so much. I'm going to use my bullet tip. So I'm going to go around the edges. There. And same thing, I'm going to go in along the side with the darker paper pumpkin. Paper pumpkin, see what I mean? Pumpkin pie. So I just ordered a new set of pumpkin pie markers for my April order. There. This is the light, but it looks darker. There. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so we've got this guy done, and we have our balloons done. So for this little fellow, let me see. I'm going to, let's see, what colors do we have in here? We have, where's my thing? We have Misty Moonlight, Azure Afternoon. Why don't we do a blue dinosaur? Why not? So Azure Afternoon, and I have some Blueberry Bushel. So let's do him in light Azure Afternoon. Oh, that's what I did this guy in. Yeah. Berry Burst and Azure Afternoon. I can use the same colors. It's really cute. I love their little faces. Super cute. Just checking on Doreen. She's so quiet over there, which isn't like her at all.
I'm contemplating.
You're contemplating?
Yeah.
What are you contemplating?
I don't know.
Oh, geez. She doesn't know what she's contemplating.
Is it time?
Is what?
Is it time?
Time for what?
Take my boot off.
Oh. Yeah, so she was scuba diving last month in Honduras and managed to break her ankle. Silly boob. But not thinking it was broken, she kept diving. And surprisingly, she didn't do any super damage to the thing. I think the doctors are amazed too, Adrian.
Yeah. They couldn't believe I walked on it for 8 days.
Yeah, she walked on a broken ankle for 8 days. And then they were trying to get home, and that was the week of the ice storm. Snowstorm.
And then the plane crash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the plane crash. And so they were stranded there for an extra couple of days. And like, you can't dive before you're gonna fly. Well, she couldn't dive anyway because her leg was too sore, but yeah. Go big or go home, Doreen. So I'm just doing a little bit of highlighting here. Again, my highlighting skills aren't the greatest. I'm not the best coloring person, but it's all right. Cute. So I'm just going to go in and blend the darker color with the lighter one again so that we don't have any rough lines. If you want to keep it simple, you don't have to do the color blending. You know, just one color. And you don't have to use alcohol markers. Use whatever you have. You could use your watercolor pencils, or you could use pencil crayons, whatever you have, whatever you like to color with. And we also have our water-based markers as well. We have the Stampin' Right markers, which are water-based ink as opposed to alcohol-based ink, so you could use those too. Whatever works for you. So I'm going to take the light berry burst and I'm just going to do his little, whatever these are. I guess they're not fins because they're facing the wrong way. My husband's upstairs making donuts. Oh, he says, no, I'm not. You're not? Are they just rising? What do you say?
The donuts.
Oh, yeah,
They're rising. I don't know what time it is. It's 4:15. So he's made the dough. It's just rising. So I think time got away from him. He's on his way up now. My stepdaughter made donuts yesterday and sent him the recipe. So today he's doing that. Oh my God, look at how cute he is. Okay. So on this little guy, I'm going to stamp, what did I stamp on this one? Roar means you're the best. So I'm going to do the same thing, but because my cardstock is Granny Apple Green, I think I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow and maybe Azure Afternoon. So let me grab my Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow, where are you? I wonder if I already have it on my desk. I do. It's already on my desk. Okay, so I've got my Mossy Meadow. And the way the stamp is laid out, I don't know if you can see, it says Roar means, then there's a blank space, and then in dinosaur. So let me put that on a block. And I'm going to ink it up. I'm just going to do a quick test stamp to make sure that it's going to stamp okay. This one probably could stand to be re-inked. Yeah. So I'm not going to re-ink it right now, but what I am going to do is I have a plastic spoon here and I'm just going to redistribute the ink. Just going to give it a little wake-up call here. And I'm just going to push the ink into the middle and hopefully that is going to give me a better stamp. Sometimes it works, but if it really needs re-inking, which I suspect this one does, it may not work, but nothing ventured, eh? Nothing gained. Okay, let's try that. I'm glad I tested it first, because if I do have to re-ink it, then... Yeah, it's still a little bit... Let's see if I really ink it up. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to ink it to death. And then I'm going to pop it on here. Oh yeah, that's well inked. It looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to pop that. Roar means... Ugh, the R is not perfect. Should I try and line it up? Betsy says, I stamped that dino on the bokeh paper and just colored the... Oh, what a great idea. Colored the dots on his back, her back. Okay, I wonder if I can line this up. Am I being foolish? Maybe. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to redo that one, but I won't make you sit through it. I'll use it to make my thing and then I'll... Yeah. Okay, I'm going to redo that one. But, so I'll show you what I was going to do and then I'll redo it later. So I was going to put in here... means you're the best. So I'm going to pop that in here. The photopolymer sticks to my nails like that. So let me grab a block. And I think I'm going to do it in the color is that? Berry Burst. And that's just going to go right in there. There, like that. Roar means that you're the best. So that's that one. I am going to redo it. I should have just, you know what I should have done is just take my water-based marker and just fill in the R, but I didn't. Okay, so for our next thing here, let's do our little flowers. I'm going to take the paper pumpkin pie this time and do my flowers in pumpkin pie. Super cute. And then I think I'm going to use Daffodil Delight in the middle. This is dark. Yep. Use dark in the middle. I'm keeping this simple. Don't need to have it. I think I'm going to go in with the dark paper pumpkin pie. Paper pumpkin, good Lord. Yeah, I think I like it better in the dark. Very nice. There. Okay. And Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And I'm going to come in with the Parakeet Party just at the top of the leaf here. Now in this one, it's mostly covered by grass. I didn't worry about it too much. And then I'm going to come in with my, which one is this? Smoky Slate for my rocks. So this is the light. And then in the dark, I'm just going to do a bit of highlighting here. I'll just blend. There. Okay, that's that one. And then we have our last little one here. And I'm going to make this one kind of girly. So I think I'm going to grab Flirty Flamingo. I don't know whether Flirty Flamingo and Bubble Bath will go. Probably, maybe I'll go Flirty Flamingo, and you can see I re-inked this. I'm just going to blend that back together. My Flirty Flamingo probably would go better with something other than Bubble Bath now that I'm looking at it. There, just smush that ink around a little bit. Yeah, gotta love. Who would have thought that having a plastic spoon in your... oh, I don't need this. I need my markers. What am I don't even know what I'm thinking. Ignore me. Flirty Flamingo. And what else? Maybe pretty in pink. I've got my color wheel here. So let's see. Flirty Flamingo is where? Flirty Flamingo, petal pink probably would be better. So if you're not a demonstrator and you'd like one of those color wheels, let me know. What did I say? Petal pink. This one. Oh my God, I did it again. Petal pink. Losing my marbles. Okay, so this is the dark Flirty Flamingo. So I'm just going to do some highlighting. This has to be one of my favorite colors, and I don't even like pink, but I love Flirty Flamingo. It's kind of like watching paint dry, isn't it, you guys? She is so cute. Okay. So this is the light Flirty Flamingo. My tip on this one is getting a little myrtleized too. You can tell the colors that I use the most. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. I was just thinking, my little granddaughter who just turned 5, she started writing a book, and it's called The Creepy Carrot. So she did the cover page for it, and then her mom made her a little booklet out of paper. And the first page says, "Once upon a time, there was a creepy carrot." She spelled carrot, C-A-R-I-T. And so her mom Emily sent me a picture of the storybook. And so I texted her back and I said, "Does the saga continue?" She goes, "No, to be continued at a later date." She asked Isla if she was going to finish her book, and she says, "When I'm ready." Oh boy. She had this really creepy carrot with a face. What a kid. When I'm ready. What color nail polish? Oh, I forgot a spot. should we put on this little critter? Any thoughts, you guys? We'll have her dots colored the same as her nails. What about Azure Afternoon? Oh, this is Tahitian Tide. I thought it was Azure Afternoon. Tahitian Tide is fine. What do you think? Tahitian Tide. Maybe I should grab it Azure Afternoon. I don't know how different those colors are. Azure Afternoon. Oh, it's a little darker. A little bit darker. Let me grab a scrap here. So, here's Azure Afternoon. Tahitian Tide is definitely lighter. I kind of like the Tahitian Tide, even though it's Azure Afternoon on here. Maybe we should stick with the Azure Afternoon. Since it is the coordinating color, I'm going to go light though. All right. And her little horns I'm also going to do in the blue. Oh, that is adorable. Okay, so let's see on here. I'm going to stamp your birthday is dynamite, and I'm going to, where's my stamp? Okay, hope your birthday is dynamite, and I'm going to stamp that in the Azure Afternoon. I just want to change a setting here. Hang on while I just try something here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I've got my block here, and I'm going to pop this on here like that. No, I think I'm going to use the bigger one. And I'm going to use the Azure Afternoon. Ink. Okay, so I'm just going to test stamp this to make sure that it's going to stamp well. Looks pretty good. So it says, I hope your birthday is dynamite. Super cute. Okay, so that's that one. So we've got our coloring nearly done. Now on here, I just want to stamp happy birthday, which is here somewhere. Here it is. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Let it relax, and I'm going to pick it up with a block. Now, what color? Let's see. Maybe just Mossy Meadow. No, Mossy Meadow wasn't very inky. Oh yeah, if I really ink it up good, it'll be okay. All right. So what are you guys doing on this really lovely afternoon? Are you baking? Nancy is our consummate baker. So maybe she was baking today. There, happy birthday. So now we can start to assemble our card after all of that. Get some of these markers out of here. All right, so I can put my designer, oh, we already have put our designer paper on here. And we've got our mechanism, and we have our 2 3/4 inch squares of Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to just put a little bit of on this one because I'm going to redo it because I was off just a little bit. I'm going to put just the tiniest bit of what do you call this? Stampin' Seal Plus to hold it in place so that I can show you the card, but I'm going to redo this after. I just don't want you to sit through that. Oh yeah, you told me about that, Betsy. There. So there's one. There's two. And there's three. And four. And then I'm going to cut out our little balloons for this guy. So cute. All right, so let me grab my mini cut and emboss machine here. And I have my balloons. And my balloon die is here. Okay, so I'm just going to take a piece of this Post-it tape. And I'm just going to hold this in place with the Post-it tape. I was using washi tape, but I was really getting frustrated with how the washi tape was pulling my paper and tearing it, and it was driving me bonkers. So I'd forgotten that I had this roll of Post-it tape. I actually have it on my Amazon list if you're interested. But you can see it doesn't bother that paper at all. And I was just getting so fed up with washi tape tearing my paper all the time. Okay. Uh-oh. Miss Georgie just came in the room. Don't be surprised if you see a black cat on the desk in a minute. There. So I'm going to also cut out a couple of extra ones that I can layer underneath the colored ones so that I can get some lift. Because again, I don't want to put dimensionals on them because then the card won't close properly. But if I just have a little bit of extra cardstock, it's going to work just fine. Oh, Georgie. She's using the carpet as a nail instead of using the scratch pad that we have outside the room here. She thinks it's a better idea just to use the carpet. You going up on the window? I have a huge window in here, so she likes to sit out there and look for the chipmunks. And some of those cheeky little buggers, you know, they come right up to the window and torment her. And then she, you know how cats do that thing? They chatter, and she gets all bent out of shape. Hey, Georgie kitty. I'm glad she's feeling better. She had me worried there for a few days. If she wasn't any better by tomorrow, there's an emergency vet clinic in Kingston, which is about an hour or so from here. and they're great. The vet that we go to here is not interested in anything that's critical. All they care about is getting their shots in, and when we had her vomiting blood the last time, they wouldn't even see her. And like, we're 10 minutes from there. And their suggestion was to take her to Kingston. It's like, that's an hour drive with a sick cat, like, as opposed to 10 minutes. Give me a break. So I'm kind of looking for a new vet. There, so that's 2 each. I think that should be plenty. So I put 3 on the other one, but I don't want to subject you to watching paint dry. But two will give it a little bit of lift, so that'll be good. All right, so I'm going to glue these guys together. So I'm going to take one of the blank ones that I just cut out. And then pop a colored one on top there. There, so there's one. And there's 2. And there's 3. So now I have both cats in here. So Roxy she's a little plump. She doesn't have it in her to jump up on my desk, thank goodness. But Georgie thinks she owns the place, so she's quite happy to jump up on the desk. And she'll park herself right under here. Wherever I'm trying to work is where she lands. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one here. And this one beside the red one there. There. Yeah, so cute. Okay, so let's get this baby put together. So the first thing I want to do is I dug out my old scalloped tag maker. So if you don't have one of these, what you could use is just a corner rounder here, and then like a little hole punch, a 1/8 hole punch, or whatever kind of hole punch you have. You know, whether you have a crocodile or any of those other kind of things. Mary, making lasagna. Oh, shit. She said, I'm making lasagna. Made a large one last week, and when I took it out, my hand spasmed and I dropped the entire pan on the floor. Oh my God. Yeah, I bet the air was a little blue. Mine would have been. Sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh. Yikes. All right, so I've just popped that out. And the next thing I want to do is, this is going to go across here like this. So I'm just going to glue this just along here, the bottom part of this. And this is the small, like here's the long area. Then I've got my pleats here, and then this little area here. So I'm just going to put some glue. And this is going to go like this. Now you want to make sure it's centered. So that's 2 inches. So I put it like that. And then this is not centered. I need this to go like this and like this, because I'm using my lines to center it up. Beautiful. And then this is going to get glued right here like that. But I'm only going to put glue just on the very edges of my this part of the mechanism here. That's the only part that gets glued down. So I'm just going to put some glue here and some glue here. And then I'm going to line this up in the middle. Now this is going to line up with the edges of my designer paper here. But I want this to be like just down from the top, like that. And then I'm just going to press that down like that. So the only place it's glued is right here, okay? Mary goes, it's not what I said. I sat on the floor and cried. No kidding. Lasagna is a lot of work. I made lasagna about, oh my gosh, it's got to be a month ago. And it took me all afternoon. There's a lot of work in that. You know, by the time you make your sauce and do your cheese and all that kind of stuff. There, so this is going to go like this. So you want this to be nice and fluid. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I've got some tear and tape. And I'm going to put tear and tape in each one of these 4 little areas. Like this. And then on the top one as well. I can smell donuts. Is it just my imagination or do you smell donuts? Starting to smell good. And Lenny's making fajitas for dinner, so that'll be good. All right, so I'm just going to burnish that down a little bit. And I'm taking my Take Your Pick tool and I'm just going to lift this carrier sheet here. And I'm going to put the first one down and I'm going to line the edge up with the first score line here. Like this, making sure that it's centered. Okay, and then next, so I'm lining up on my sides here, but I'm also lining up with that score line. Okay, and then the next one. Like that. And then this one. Now, this one, I'm not going to press on it because I want to pop it off later and redo it, but I'm going to pop it. I'm just going to line it up. So that's going to line up with the edge here, but also with my 2 edges on each side. And I'm just going to lightly pop it on there so that I can pop it off later. And then this is my mechanism. See, I didn't press it on because I don't want it to stick too much. Because I'll have to stick it a little bit better. Okay, so that's going to go, that goes like this. Isn't that cute? So now I'm going to pull this out. I should have put my ribbon on before and I didn't. So I'm going to pull this out. And I have, these are also retired. This is the Parakeet Party metallic, what's it called? I don't even know. Parakeet Party like metallic ribbon. But as I said earlier, I'm kind of going through all my stuff and I'm getting rid of, not getting rid of, I'm using up stuff that I've had for a long time. So I'm just going to take a piece of, this is Starry Sky, which is also retired. Go through your stash, see what you have that matches. And if it doesn't match, use a white one and use your markers to color it. That's what I do. If I don't have one that matches, you can actually use your alcohol markers to color anything white or clear, like your rhinestones or pearls, any of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to pop these through like this. So I just have the 2 together and I'm going to go through like this. Ooh, thank you. They smell good.
You have to share.
I have to share. Gwen says I have to share. Doreen has her own bowl. Do you have your own bowl? Oh, you don't? So I'm sharing with you?
I guess.
Well, here.
Go ahead.
Are they good?
Oh, delicious.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab a glue dot. I just had my glue dots. What did I do with them? My desk was so clean when I started this morning, I'm telling you. Anyway, you know what? I've got a sheet of glue dots. I'm just going to use these because my roll is somewhere. Oh, here they are. Never mind. So here they are. Here are my glue dots. And I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. It's amazing to me how quickly my desk goes from lovely to nightmare so fast. So I'm going to pop a glue dot right on here. Can you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to pull this so that they're both together. Like that. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to staple them because this is too big. I tried just putting one of those slip through knots and it didn't work for me. It wasn't sitting nicely and it kept untying. So I thought, you know what? And when Julianne Richards made hers this morning, I think it was this morning, that's what she did. She didn't glue dot them down. She just stapled them. So now I'm going to take one of these mini staplers and I'm just going to staple it like that. And then I can close this like this and I have a little pull. Now, if you wanted to put something cute on there, you could, like a little heart or something, but I'm not going to. Because, you know, it's going to like a 5-year-old. It's probably going to get demolished. So I've kind of given up on being upset if a 5-year-old demolishes a handmade card. My daughter's pretty good about putting them away when, you know, the kids are finished looking at it. But still, a kid is a kid is a kid. So, you know, and it is interactive. They're going to want to play with it. So, yeah. I'm not going to fuss about a little staple on there. It looks fine. All right, so the next thing I want to do is the inside of my card. So I've got a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put, which guy will I put in there? I kind of like this guy. I'm going to pop him in here. Now, I'm not going to color him. I'm going to stamp him in smoky slate. Just because I want the image, but I'm not going to color it because I'm just not. All right, so I'm picking him up with my D block. Make sure he's well inked. Oh, so cute. And then, what did I put in this one? I didn't even put anything in this one yet. Okay. Oh no, that's honestly my brain, I tell you. This one here. So I just did your terrific happy birthday. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to grab my Berry Burst, I think, and my Mossy Meadow. And I should take a bite out of one of these and just see what they're like. Oh, they're glazed and everything. Wow. Oh my God, you guys. So good. Okay. So I've got your terrific. I'm going to put that up here. How did I do this one? I just did it in the blue. So I think I'm just going to do these in maybe Mossy Meadow. So if that's the case, I can do both of them at the same time. Where is my happy birthday? Oh, it's still over here. Okay, so let me see if I can pick both of these up at the same time and make them straight. That will be the trick. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to use the D block again, which is my bigger block. If you are purchasing kits and things, the D block is the size that you get. It's the same size as this one. Not as thick. These are the ergonomic blocks. but it's a little bit thinner. It's this one here that you get in your kits. And you know, if you're a kit person, you can get quite a collection of these. And you can see I've got, well, you can't see because they're hidden, but I have stamps on blocks all over my desk. And it's really handy that you're not constantly swapping them out. And if you're new to stamping, kits are a great way to get started. And if you go on to critters'nink.com and click on Shop with Me and go to kits, you can see all the new kits. And each month we get 2 new kits that come out. But it's a great way to get started if you're brand new. And they have everything that you need, including ink, a block, the stamps, everything that you need. Hi, Carol Weston from New Brunswick. Welcome. Thanks for coming. All right, so I'm going to pop this on here. There. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Do you think I should put some grass down there too? Or just leave it? Maybe I'll put a couple of grass. I like that grass. I'm a sucker for grass stamps. So I'm going to grab my little tiny one. Take off my balloon. And this stamp set is adorable. It's got a birthday hat. It's got a bow tie, a top hat, some rocks, all kinds of things. There's a couple things on there that I don't know what they are. So I might just show you. And if anybody has any brilliant idea as to what they could possibly be, feel free to share because I sure don't know what they are. There, how cute. So in the stamp set, there is, oops, I'm attached. So there's our little bow tie and some dots, and then some little flowers, a birthday hat. Oh, you know what? Doreen, I just figured out what that is.
What?
It's eyeglasses. I thought this was a little flower, but it's not. It's actually spectacles that you can pop. Look at, oh yeah, yeah. Who knew? It just came to me because we were trying to figure out earlier what the heck. We thought it was a flower and it went like this, like just an odd little prehistoric flower or something, but it's eyeglasses. And then we have Dino little feet and some leafery and a little heart. Oh, I forgot to put the heart on the other one. I'll do that later. Oh, that's the one I was going to redo anyway. I want to put a little heart on this one, but I want to redo it because I stamped crooked on that. And a little heart and the sunflower, of course. And then I guess these flowers probably go on here. I'm not guessing. And then it's got your terrific, happy birthday. Hope your birthday is dynamite. You're the best. I love you. And then roar means in dinosaur, and you can stick you're the best, happy birthday, I love you in dinosaur. Isn't that cute? Love it. Love it. Okay. All right, so let's finish up this bad boy. And then some of you came in after we got started, so I'm going to show you some of the cards that Doreen made earlier. Oh, I got glue all over me. So let's pop this right in here. Adorable. Oh, so cute. So let me just do this one more time. This never gets old. Super, super cute. Adorable. So, oh, Doreen, I gave you back your cards. Can I have them? So, these are the ones that Doreen made. So next month is her 45th wedding anniversary. So she made this one for her husband. Oh, Carol, what about the eyeglasses? I know, it just hit me when I was looking at it because this morning we were debating what the heck it was. Betsy, yeah, you know what? We had a turf war when we first moved here about 16 years ago, and I was cooking. And so my husband and I, we each sold our homes and then moved together here. And then, so I was cooking something. I guess it happened a few times, and I don't like being, I was on my own for a long time before I met my husband, and I don't like being micromanaged. So he would come in the kitchen and taste things and say, oh, you need to add this, or you should do this, or he'd stir it. And so one day I kind of just lost my marbles and I said, look, do you want to do it? And he goes, yeah, I could. I'm like, see ya. He's been doing the cooking ever since. And this was like the first month that we lived here. And that was 16 years ago. So don't mess with the Lisa. Anyway, but he loves to cook. And, you know, he's making donuts today and whatever. All right. So this is the one that Doreen made for their 45th anniversary. So it says, happy anniversary. So happy to celebrate 45 years. Grateful for you. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I love it. And this is done in the boho blue. And this was the Gone Fishing paper, I think.
Yes.
From last year. And then she's just going to write a note in here, but she just used one of the little dottage stamps to make like a border on her little blocks and things. And then the next one is, what did we call this bird one again? The paper and the...
Very delightful DSC, and it was...
No, this one.
Yeah, that's the paper. DSP is very... Oh, no, sorry.
No, yeah.
Bird something.
Bird something. Yeah. Birds, I forget now. And then there...
Oh, snorting over here, too.
And then there's this one. We had the name of this, but now I can't remember already again. Sorry about that.
Beginning of your video.
Bird... I forget. Anyway, this is a retired one as well. She's kind of going through some of the retired stuff I had on the pool table that I'm sorting through to get ready for a sale. But so this little birdie one, look at how she colored them. Aren't they cute? So this one opens up like this. Your friendship means the world to me. And the little birdie, thanks for being you. Isn't that lovely? Super cute. And then on the inside, she stamped the whole branch with the birds on the bottom. Adorable. And then this one was done with the berry... What did you call it again? What?
Berry Delight.
Berry Delight designer paper. And the stamps are not Stampin' Up. She had another set that she was using, but so this one says happy birthday. But I had said earlier, we have the two corner ones. One with celebration. And then we have the spring corner, so you could absolutely use, you know, something off of this to create that look. So it says, happy birthday. So happy to celebrate you. Best wishes. Enjoy your special day. Isn't that great? I'm addicted to this card. Like, I could see myself making all kinds of these.
And it's so easy.
It's, yeah, and it's so simple. You could do, like, if you were doing a bunch of them, just do an assembly line and just go to town. Super, super, super cute. So I hope you've enjoyed our little card making session this afternoon. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. Thanks for joining me. Keep clear of the ice. It is nasty out there. Doreen was going to go home today and she's opted just to stay for another day because it's not worth it to drive in this yucky stuff because she drives quite a ways to go home. So anyway, thank you so much. If you have any questions about anything, don't forget to reach out. If you are not subscribed, I'd really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button below. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you'd like to receive my newsletter, which trust me, you won't get a lot of them. I tried to do at least one or two a month, but you know, I don't do a lot of them. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks, Carol. Thanks, Betsy. Thank you. I appreciate you guys' comments. But so what I was going to say is if you'd like to receive my newsletter, which I would love you to sign up for, if you just go to my blog, critters'nink.com, and there is a little pop-up that will allow you to subscribe to my newsletter. And yeah, so... yeah, don't forget to reach out if you'd like a catalog. If you're Canadian and don't have a demonstrator, I'm here for you. yeah, so just reach out, let me know. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Bye for now.